Commonwealth of the Bahamas, an archipelago of 700 islands, rocks, and keys nestled in the Atlantic Ocean. Beaches of white sandy shores, crystal blue waters, warm weather, friendly people, music that lift the spirit. The Bahamas, paradise. And there is another Bahamas, with a population of 370,000 and with a tourism-based economy. That Bahamas faces a growing health problem.
The problem of the NCDs in the Bahamas is, like in many parts of the world, and particularly in the Caribbean, a growing one, an important one. And it has basically replaced the infectious diseases, or has as the most important disease burden.
Hypertension, for instance, is a major problem in our country. It's very common, and many people, the diagnosis is made too late.
Heart diseases, followed by cancer, stroke, and diabetes, are the leading causes of death in the Bahamas.
Now our adult population is overweight or obese. We see people are continuing with unhealthy diets and with physical inactivity, so they're not participating in moderate to vigorous physical activity.
49% of adult Bahamians are obese, and 72% are not engaged in vigorous physical activity. School surveys have also revealed an increase in overweight children in the 2011-2012 period.
Our culture has shifted from a true sort of agricultural and cooperative society into more of an individualized and contemporary or industrialized society. So people aren't really walking as much as they used to, whether that's to their activities of daily living, going to school, going to work. People don't walk anymore to those places.
Once considered diseases of the rich, non-communicable diseases are now a problem for lower-income population groups.
These are the ones that live in areas where you have difficulties in getting to the supermarkets. These are the areas where there are no food paths, where people can safely go for a walk. These are the areas that are also suffering from poor water and sanitation issues. We know, for example, that people who don't have drinking water at home take more easily a bottle of Coca-Cola or a bottle of any other sugary drink instead of water.
Just about every one of my sisters and brothers have high blood pressure. So that's one of the things I'm really trying to avoid. So when I exercise, I burn off the extra salt and the extra sugar.
My reason is because I'm a hypertensive patient and I am taking medication. And to help me with taking the medication, rather than just sitting down home, I decide that if I can go out and do an hour exercise, it'll be good for me.
Individual initiatives, corporate partnerships, and other public projects involving adults and children are growing to prevent NCDs in the Bahamas. When an adult comes to the public clinic for a medical appointment, they will get their weight, blood pressure, and blood sugar checked. This is a medical routine that looks to catch signs of diabetes, hypertension, and other conditions before treatment. People with conditions such as diabetes receive special care and information on nutrition and healthy choices. The National Insurance Board, through its Drug Plan Unit, partnered with GEMI Health and Wellness Center to help a group of Bahamians address their weight and chronic conditions through a comprehensive health program. The experience was broadcast as a TV show to set an example for Bahamians.
Whereas we give the prescription drugs on one hand, but on the other hand, we try to implement initiatives to educate you so that you do not have to be a part of the drug plan or take prescription medication.
GEMI Health and Wellness was contacted to develop a healthy lifestyle program to target non-communicable illnesses within the community. We targeted 40 persons in the community, and they had to have a non-communicable illness like diabetes, high blood pressure, cholesterol, one or both.
I fell in that category where it was hypertension and overweight. My family history is my mother had high blood pressure, my father had high blood pressure, also diabetes, and they're both deceased now. But I saw this as an opportunity for me not to fall into that category and keeping this disease. So I in turn enrolled in the program in order to better my lifestyle.
Most of the participants lost at least 10% of their body weight. Some even lost 50 pounds and were able to quit their medication.
I lost about 25 to 30 pounds over the course of 3 months. Before the program, it was limited exercise and eating unhealthy foods. That's the fried foods, the French fries, the macaroni, the peas and rice, the sweet sodas. And that's the normal thing for Bahamians. We normally eat a variety of foods.
We send the message to the community that you can change behaviors no matter how long they've been ingrained.
Eating healthy and engaging in physical activity from a very early age ensures a better quality of life. That's why the Department of Education has developed a different program of physical education.
Today now we look at what I consider to be the new physical education program, and that focuses more on getting our teachers away from just coaching, but to be actually teaching physical education students.
What is it? Sugar. What is it?
The program now addresses that by showing the importance, because if you are able to understand more about your body, how it's made up, how it works, what makes it work the way it does, then you'll be more appreciative of what you ought to eat, how you should live your life, what the practices that are better for you, staying away from enhancement drugs, staying away from things like tobacco, alcohol, that was like, it was no thought really given into it. So now I think the new approach would simply give rise to a better community, less problems on health facilities, and probably more money towards education than health.
In a country with long tradition of track and field athletic competitions, joining a track club is a source of secure activity for children.
I exercise usually to stay in shape, and I usually exercise to stay in the competition to process my body functions and get better at track.
As my childhood junk food has been taken away, so now I'm healthier.
These kids, this is a way for them to get out and do something positive. And we teach them discipline in terms of healthy eating. We get them to understand it's important to eat healthy, that it's going to help them with their running, it's going to help them to focus in school. And we really try to stress that. We weigh them every Monday to make sure that we stay on top of it so they understand they can't just go ahead and eat greasy chicken and greasy French fries. They must eat a lot of healthy foods.
While the Bahamian government has a long-standing in different projects to fight NCDs, it will soon add more key initiatives. With 40% of the adult population consuming an average of 5 cigarettes a day, the Ministry of Health is working on a tobacco initiative that will enlist certain restrictions.
We additionally have new legislation because the Bahamas has signed on to the Framework Convention on Tobacco Control. So we have drafted legislation and are working with our WHO and PAHO partners in crafting that legislation in a way where it is compliant with the FCTC, but it also addresses our own cultural diversity and our cultural needs in the Bahamas.
The Ministry of Health is also working on a pilot program to offer healthy options at the point of purchase instead of candies, chocolates, and sugary beverages.
What if we provided fruit at the place where you are going to actually pay for your food, and then you say, oh, why don't I add a piece of fruit to whatever my meal was going to be? Why don't I have water instead of having a sugary beverage? So they don't even have to think about the choice. They make the healthier choice because it's the easier choice to make.
In an open space once a week, Bahamian families will be able to enjoy different physical activities in a safe environment. The cyclovia.
So we are starting with the cyclovias, which are activities where you have a shutdown of a roadway where you have no more vehicular traffic along there for a predefined time period. People can ride a bike, they can walk, they can run, they can jog, they can skate, skateboard, whatever it is in the roadway that can be done to keep people mobile. And we just want to be able to educate people as to what can be done and just make it easy for them to do as well.
I would say that the Bahamas are really waking up. They are coming to an understanding, a collective understanding that we cannot continue business as usual.
It costs. Everything is expensive. To eat healthy is expensive here.
It'll be easy if I had more healthy options around, and also if I prepare my food, enough food to eat throughout the day.
At school, I don't really serve anything healthy, so like I usually take lunch to school, and at home, my mom ensures that I eat healthy.
Facilities, having actual physical education classrooms, that's a challenge. Actually, popularization of the program, getting students as well as parents and the community to understand the value of physical education.
I think the cost of healthy food, food is very expensive, but then I weigh it with, okay, either I can try to eat healthy or I can pay doctor bills. I prefer to eat healthy and avoid the doctor bills.
All those individual initiatives that are happening and all that waking up that's happening in the Bahamas needs to now go and be consolidated in a strategy.
High prices for healthy food options, lack of sidewalks and spaces to do physical activity, public transportation and traffic, as well as the need to raise the awareness against NCDs, are a part of the key issues that the Bahamas has to address to effectively fight the prevalence of these diseases.
We always hear the cry about certain things. For instance, to eat healthy is very expensive. So in that regards, we need to look at the customs aspect, look at agriculture, grow our own food, reduce fees and taxes on imported foods for healthy reasons, etc. So intersectoral is what we really need to do to somehow bring everybody under one umbrella to push forth one message.
In a country where we are introducing the national health insurance at the moment, if you don't work at the same time on reducing the disease burden so that the people who come into your health system are much healthier, you will not be able to afford this on the long run.
Making it the Healthy Bahamas Initiative, an umbrella program to bring other stakeholders in, it allows them, like we said, to sort of make themselves feel as though they are part of this initiative as well. Our call for the future is everyone's involved, and that really has, when we say a Healthy Bahamas, it isn't a Ministry of Health Bahamas. It really is the Bahamas has to make itself healthier, and that's why we have to be a part of that type of initiative as a populace. No one person can do this alone.